Happy Sunday. How is everybody doing? I hope y'all have been having a wonderful weekend. I have a lot of amazing plans for myself today. It's still a part of self-care, which is something that we all should be doing. All right, y'all. So y'all see the name of this video, but before we get started, I figured I'd just let y'all see the shirt, even though I'm pretty sure y'all have seen it before during Black History Month, at least. But yeah, it's a cute shirt. I thought it was cute when I got it. So, I mean, I still think it's cute, but yeah. But that's what it says. And y'all can see it back at the top again. But yeah. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Black Queen. I love this shirt. I think it's really, really cute. But anyway, y'all, I finally saw To Catch a Beautician. For those of y'all who don't know what the show is, it is a show that Tamar is heading up, and she has a co-host that's a celebrity stylist. And, you know, they are essentially setting up beauticians who are out here butchering people's heads. And it's like, why would you do that? But anyway, y'all, this first episode came on, right? There's this woman who has been seeing this beautician for 2 years. She had this event that she was going to do from her business, through her business, because she's a Zumba instructor. And, you know, she wanted to raise some awareness about the bullying and, you know, all of the negativity that's surrounding the gay community or whatever, something to that effect. And she came in because she had an event that she was going to put on. It was supposed to be a big event, and it was going to be like something that she was just putting on that she wasn't going to get any money from or whatever, but it was supposed to be really, really big, very positive, whatever. So she came in to get her hair done. Like I said, keep in mind, she's been seeing this heifer for 2 years. She went in there. She got this sew-in. She gets sew-ins apparently a lot from this woman. So she said, all while everything was going on, she felt a lot of tension, and, you know, she was pulling a lot. And, you know, even though she wanted to get up and leave, she was just like, nah, let me just stay here and finish this. Let me just tough it out, do what I got to do. Okay. So instead of her getting up and leaving, she didn't. So when the service was already provided, she went on ahead and left. She said while she was driving home, she feels this burning and her scalp is doing the most. So when she got home, she lifted up a part of where the sew-in is, where her edges are supposed to be left out, and she saw inflammation. Well, they wanted to know if there was any kind of way that they could show her, meaning Tamar and the guy Johnny, what it looked like. And so they were like, she was like, yeah, sure. You know, it's okay for y'all to touch it. Cause she said it was so bad that she couldn't even touch her head like at all for 3 weeks. So they lifted it up, like the side of it. And you see her scalp is like inflamed. And I'm just like, what in the world? Y'all, they set the woman up, the beautician. The beautician's name is Lakeisha or Keisha or whatever her name is. And she came in. She thinks that she's going to get this opportunity to work with Johnny. Because like I said before, he is a celebrity stylist. You know what I'm saying? He's worked on, if I'm not mistaken, Michelle Obama. Oh my gosh, I forgot who else they had in the picture. But they had Michelle Obama and somebody else. But anyway, he, you know, greeted her when she came in and was talking to her, and you know, she knows, I'm pretty sure she knows exactly who he is. And for him to even be able to lure her in there, he had to at least say, hey, I'm this and I work with these people. And you know, they lured her in there, talking to her. He ends up showing her some of her work and he's commending her, and Tamar is in the back with the woman, and they're actually, well, she's mic'd up and she has to like feed information to him, because as she's talking, she's wanting to know like, oh, okay, well, how long have you done this and what is your specialty? So she says that she's been a beautician for 16 years and her specialties are mainly sew-ins, and she does like, was it blowouts or something else? silk presses, I think she said, but mainly sew-ins. And so she said that she doesn't have a problem with any of her clients except for one in particular. So he shows her like a few pictures and explained what was going on in the pictures. And then when it got to her, they actually showed the picture of her scalp and all this other stuff. And he was like, do you remember who this person is? And so she was like, yeah, I know who she is. And like her whole demeanor changed. And earlier, she had mentioned that she has no issues with anybody, and it only takes her an average of like an hour and a half to 2 hours. But with some clients, mainly one, it takes like double the time. And she actually was referring to her, and we were all trying to figure out, like, okay, why does it take so much longer with this person? And it's because she goes to the bathroom like a whole lot. She moves a lot. She's super extra, whatever. Y'all, eventually it gets to the point where Tamar is like, I can't take this no more. Let me run out. So her and the woman run out, and Tamar just like, hold on. I have questions. So they end up talking to her, and they want to know what's going on. And the girl is just looking like, why? why are you here, Tamar? Why is this heifer here? So trying to get an understanding of what's going on. This woman goes on to let everybody know that when she go home, she has the audacity to put glue on her hair. She gets tracks and glues hair to her head after she's already paid for a service. So we all looking like, what you mean? So the one was like, no, I don't. No, because she was like, well, some clients, they mess their own selves up, and that's the problem. And so she said that she's one of the main ones who does that. And then she'll come in after she's realized that she had sat up here and messed her hair up, and then she's going to try to blame me. You can't blame me for something that you're doing yourself. So everybody is floored. Everybody's flabbergasted. Like, okay, what you mean? And Johnny is asking this heifer, like, why is it that you feel the need to put tracks in your head, and you're putting the glue directly on your scalp, on your hair, all this other stuff? You're not protecting it. You're not doing nothing. Fun fact. When I first started doing like really integrating weaves, as far as tracks and all that stuff, a lot of people that I went to school with, they've been hip to all of that. They was doing the weaves and stuff ever since like late elementary school, and definitely all throughout junior high. And the way a lot of them would do it would be to glue the hair straight to their head. And I didn't know, and I started doing all this stuff like way after the fact. Like, I think the first time I put glue in my head, I was, in my 20s. So yeah, I got in the game late as far as that aspect of doing hair is concerned. So I just put it straight on my hair. I didn't have an issue getting it out or nothing like that, but I could see how if you don't know what you need to do in order to get the glue out, then it would be a problem. And also later on, they actually introduced a product where you can put that on your hair to mold it. Now, I learned that one of the girls I went to school with, who, like I was talking about earlier, who always had weave in her hair, she had a whole lot of hair, but the way she would mold her hair down before this product was ever even conceptualized was she would just gel her hair down, and that was kind of like her barrier against the glue coming through and possibly ripping her hair out and damaging her hair and any kind of irritation that can come with some people having an allergic reaction, because it's like, I think latex is actually in glue, in most of the glue that people use on their hair. So yeah, y'all, I had done all of those methods before. I have not ever experienced losing hair from using glue directly on my hair and all of that. And hopefully I'll remember when editing this video to put the name of the product that I eventually have used before. Y'all, I cannot. That product is so thick, and I understand, but it took more for me to get that product out of my hair than the process of me just laying tracks on top of the product in order to create whatever style that I wanted to achieve at that time, just using tracks. Y'all, but anyway, I mean, it still did protect my hair from the stuff, and my hair still never came out, but it's a lot, and it's still on shelves. It does what it does, but it's something that I don't think I will ever use again. And I feel like if I ever felt the need to use glue again on my hair, that I would still do it the way I've done it before, because like I said, it's never been something that I've had an issue with. It ain't never took my hair out. Y'all, anyway. We basically learned that both of them are at fault because old girl, when she's doing the base of anybody's head, you know, of course, if you're going to do the sew-in the technique that she uses, because there are so many, y'all, so many techniques, I cannot. But a lot of them are surrounded around using a base, a braided base. So she's braiding the scalp really, really tight, even though she tried to tell Johnny when she was kind of giving her backstory about the things that she does professionally. She tries to make it seem like when, you know, in order to protect the edges, she braids lighter and leaves out the edges. It, you know, whatever's closest to the edges where she's going to braid and, you know, start the base off, she claims that she doesn't braid as tight there, but as evidence has proven otherwise, you know, by the inflammation and all that stuff in that heifer's head, then, you know, you are obviously doing it a little bit too tight. So they, like I said, they've already established that both of them are at fault. And yeah, this heifer is so extra, y'all. I can't. The Zumba instructor is so extra. I cannot do it. Like, I was so tired, y'all. So what they're going to do is they're going to work with the instructor, and they have her on this model. And he was giving her braiding techniques because the way she was doing it, it was bulky, which means that the tracks are not going to lay how they need to lay when you're doing a sew-in. So he ended up showing her a different way to do it, and now she can lay them how they need to lay down or whatever. She is an actual amazing braider, by the way, as we see later on in this episode. But yeah, y'all, I was like, what kind of foolishness is this? So he actually showed her about the netting as well. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I don't really like nets like that. It's like every now and again I throw a net on and try it out, and I don't like nets. I don't know, I don't like using nets. I'm weird. I feel like, and then like every time I've used them, to me, I get the same results. So it's like, I don't know. I get it. I understand, but I can't. But yeah, he showed her about the netting, and he liked her own personal technique because you use less thread, so to speak, and you space it out more, so it creates less tension on the hair, because you're already going to add more tension when you're doing that outside of you actually braiding the hair down. So the time comes for her to actually go and do this heifer's head. Tell me why this heifer is sitting up here in the chair. Everybody looking like, what is going on right here? This heifer is like this, y'all, with a whole towel in front of her face, like this. So Johnny looking like, what's going on here? And Keisha had to let him know, she's extra like this. This is just how it is. And so he asked her what's going on. She was like, I'm usually in a private studio, and so I don't, you know, like people to see me like that. And basically she's very self-conscious about how her hair looks before she actually gets the, you know, sew-in. I'm just like, girl, you being extra for no reason. You're already on the show. Like, we know what you look like. We saw her when she braided the base, which again, to her credit, Keisha did it. She did her thing when she did that base. I like how she braids. Her braids were very amazing. Even though the braids ain't gotta be all like that. Like, I'm just saying, because nobody's gonna see it, but I'm just saying, the braids were great. But yeah, she ended up doing what she did, and the sew-in turned out nice, and she got her entire life, and I'm just tired. I just don't understand why this heifer was going to the house right after her appointments and glue and weaving. You just paid for an installation service for what? But anyway, y'all, that was that episode. I was tired of my spirit. I'll be back later on with the second episode. Bye.